Welcome students. In the last video, we have discussed about the idea of liberal nationalism, the meaning of liberalism, and who are the aristocrats and what is aristocracy. In this video, we will discuss about the conservatism, the ideology of conservatism and the Treaty of Vienna. Now, in year 1815, Napoleon was defeated by European forces comprising of the Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria. After the downfall of Napoleon, the conservative ideology came into being, and it was the conservative ideology that put forward the Treaty of Vienna and laid the foundation of socialistic government in Europe. Who were the conservatives? What is the ideology behind a people to be known or said to be a conservative? See, conservatives are the persons who believed that the previously established institutions and organizations, that is the state and societal organizations or institutions, including the monarchy, the church, the hierarchies, that is the feudal systems, the property and the family. See, property and family is related to society, and this monarchy, the church and hierarchy related to state. These institutions were not to be touched, and these were to be reframed and reset, and there should be no change in their framework. While some conservatives, they wanted that some changes which were initiated by Napoleon in his well-known Napoleonic Code or the Civil Code should be preserved in the new form of government. Such changes included modernization and strengthening of monarchy. If such changes will be introduced, they will help and ultimately lead to modernization and strengthening of the monarchical government. More power effective and strong state can be reframed, and it will ultimately lead to an efficient bureaucracy as well as a dynamic and developing economy. These representatives of the four powers, that is Britain, Russia, Prussia and Austria, they met at Vienna in 1815 after defeating Napoleon, and they put forward some formulations which commonly came to be known as the Vienna Treaty. What were the points? The Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich, who hosted this meeting, he presented a formula, and in that, what were the main points? Very first point was, no changes will be imposed. The changes which were brought to Europe during the Napoleonic Wars will be undone. The Bourbon dynasty, which was deposed from power by Napoleon, was restored to power. The French territories which were annexed by Napoleon, these territories, France lost these territories, and a series of states was set up on French boundary to prevent its expansion in future. So it was France who lost and who suffered the most by this Vienna Treaty. In the north, Netherlands including Belgium, this Netherlands kingdom was set up, and in south, Genoa was added to Piedmont. New important territories were given to Prussia in west. In north, what happened? The Austrian control was given to northern Italy. In east, a part of Poland was given to Russia. Part of Saxony was given to Prussia, and the main intention behind this Vienna Treaty was to restore monarchies, especially the aristocratic monarchies which were overthrown by Napoleon, and to bring about a new conservative order. Like conservatives, they believe to follow the same age-old ideology, but this new conservatism, what is new in this conservatism? It was the new ideology which was adopted by Napoleon. They accepted and they agreed to carry forward the conservative ideology along with the amalgamation of the Napoleonic Code or the Civil Code. That's why it is also known as the new conservative order. But what happened? These conservative regimes which were set up after the Treaty of Vienna, they were autocratic. I just told autocratic monarchies were set up. They did not tolerated any sort of criticism or dissent, and they tried to suppress the activities who were actually relating to questioning of the autocratic governments, who were actually questioning the existence of the autocratic government, or who were actually threatening their existence. So most of the autocracies, they imposed censorship and framed laws to control the articles or the ideologies or the writings in newspaper, books, plays and songs, through which the ideas of liberty and freedom can reach to the masses. This censorship imposed by the monarchies led to the rise of a feeling of discontent and anger among the liberal nationalists, and they criticized the new conservative order on the basis of the freedom of press. Ki why the freedom to write anything or to publish anything is not given. This ideology led to the rise of revolutionaries. And who is a revolutionary? Now we will discuss about the revolutionaries. Who is a revolutionary? At that time, revolutionary meant a person who is having a commitment to oppose the aristocratic monarchical forms of government and to fight for the freedom and liberty of the country. It also aimed at creation of a nation state which was considered to be a necessary part of freedom struggle. Now, one main leader, revolutionary leader, was Giuseppe Mazzini. Giuseppe Mazzini was born in Genoa in 1807. He was a member of secret society, that is a revolutionary society of Carbonari, and due to his role in the revolution in Liguria, he was sent to exile when he was at the mere age of 24 in the year 1831. Living there, he founded two revolutionary organizations. One was the Young Italy in Marseilles, and the second was the Young Europe organization in Bern. What he believed? He believed that the nations are natural units of mankind. There should be no control or no autocratic control on the mankind and the nature. He also believed that Italy should not be a patchwork of small states, rather it should be a unified republic which we will transform with our countless efforts as liberal nationalists and revolutionaries. Thank you.